quarterback at Rummel, he guided the Raiders to a perfect 10-0 mark in 1980. As a coach, he has a sterling record of 153 wins and 42 losses, winning over 78% of his games. He was the Louisiana Prep Coach of the Year and the All-State Sugar Bowl Prep Coach of the Year in the state after leading the Raiders to a state championship game appearance in 2009. Rummel is 3-0 after beating Denham Springs 41-24 this past Saturday, and they will host Holy Cross this coming Saturday afternoon at Joe Yanni Stadium in a game that you can hear on WGSO 990 AM. Please give a warm quarterback club welcome to Coach Jay Roth from Archbishop Rummel.
Thank you, Kenny. It's nice to be at the New Orleans Quarterback Club. Before I talk, I'd like to recognize a few Rummel people who are here today. The principal of Archbishop Rummel High School, Mr. Mike Scalco, Athletic Director Phil Greco, Assistant Athletic Director Mr. Kurt Morange, and Head of Alumni and also coaches, linebackers, and special teams Coach Darryl Rule. So I'm glad these guys came out today. You know, it's nice to be speaking here. I remember 33 years ago, now I don't know if any members are here from that long ago, but 1978, I was a 15-year-old sophomore quarterback at Rummel, and I was honored as Prep Player, New Orleans Quarterback Club Prep Player of the Week. We were at the Monteleone Hotel, and I received the award. We had upset #1 ranked St. Aug at Tulane Stadium, 21-18. I received the award for going 5 for 9. 5 for 9 throwing the football in a game. We came back and beat St. Aug, and I got the award. Today, to get the Prep Player Award, you have to rush for 300 yards, throw for 300 yards. So I know a lot of you guys are thinking, let's see, Coach, 32 years ago you were 5 for 9. Not much changed in Rummel. You're the coach now. People are still going 5 for 9 throwing the ball at Rummel. But yeah, those were good memories. And as I see John here, he's going to speak today, and his brother Terry. John was a senior when I was a freshman at Rummel, when Shaw had those great years under Coach Joe Z, and I believe Terry and I were about the same age playing ball. I know when I was coaching at Shaw High School under Coach Hank, I used to ask him stories about those days at Shaw when Coach Z was coaching and Shaw made that run, John's junior year. And I got to know Coach Z because Coach Z and my father coached together at Shaw back in the early 60s. And I said, Coach, how was it coaching those kind of athletes? You know, they had the Four Cades, Paul Davis, Steve Mott, Hugh Smith. They had some great players. And he says, Coach Z had one rule at Shaw, and I don't know if it was true, John. He said, the only rule y'all had was no smoking or drinking in the huddle. Is that true? And that was Coach Hank's rule. He always said, Coach Z had one rule, no smoking or drinking in the huddle. Other than that, they were some great football players. And that was true. As Kenny Trahan told y'all, we're 3-0 right now, and it is good to be 3-0. People have been patting us on the back saying great start, but I got to remind people, I got to remind my players that last year we started off 3-0, and we set a school record thereafter by losing 6 in a row. So our goal was to get off to a fast start, but a much faster start than 3-0. But the 3 wins have been solid. It's a good group of kids we have. I thought this Saturday we definitely played a playoff caliber football team in Denham Springs High School. Coach Drew Nettles is the head coach of Denham Springs. They were undefeated, 3-0. And not many schools will come to New Orleans to play a game at Saturday at 2 o'clock. As Coach Nettles said, he thinks it's the first time Denham Springs has ever played a Saturday football game in the history of the school, more or less a 2 o'clock game. So I had to thank him for that. He says, Jay, you know, we're a young program and we aspire to do great things in the playoffs, but we can't get past the first round because we travel on the road. And last year we came to the West Bank and Higgins beat us senseless in the first round. He says, our kids have got to get out and play. So I thanked him for that. And he says, look, you know, we took a beating, but it's going to help us in the long run. And it helped us find out what kind of club we have. And I thought, you know, I think Denham Springs will probably compete for their district title in their area. So it was definitely a quality ball club that we played. This week we play Holy Cross. It's at Joe Yanni, 2 o'clock. It's our homecoming game. And I talked to Coach Barry Wilson this morning, and he was telling me to take it easy on him. And I had to remind Coach Wilson, I said, Coach, look, you know, you're much better than your record indicates. They lost 1 game in overtime to Slidell, and they lost a tough game to Shaw the other night where they had the ball and they had a chance to win it at the end. So he's definitely a much better team than his record shows. But it is nice for us, although we are not in the Catholic League this year, All the Catholic League schools have really played each other, the former Catholic League schools. This will be our second non-district game versus a former Catholic League opponent. We played St. Aug earlier. We're playing Holy Cross this week for the first time in 4 years. And of course, we have Brother Martin and Jesuit in our district. And I think when you pick up the paper, you see schools like Shaw, St. Aug, everybody's playing everybody within the Catholic League to at least keep the rivalries together. It might not be a district game, but it's good to still play each other, and that's something we enjoyed. And there's not a finer guy than Barry Wilson. I can't tell you how much I've enjoyed coaching against him. You know, I knew Coach Wilson when he was a recruiter, back when he was recruiting for Arkansas State and Wyoming after he left LSU, but I've gotten to know him real well, and it's a pleasure playing against him and coaching against him. If you read the paper, our team, we have a pretty balanced team right now. Our experiences on offense, and we're led by our quarterback, Damian Williams, who is a junior. Damian was a freshman who started for us in the state championship game against West Monroe 2 years ago. Damian's a 6'1", 210-pound quarterback. And I'm going to tell you, he can take a football and he can throw it through a wall pretty much. He's got a great arm. He's a big guy running the football. I know the other day he had counted against Denham Springs. He counted for 130 yards total offense. I think he ran for 70, passed for 70. He had 2 touchdown passes, 2 running touchdowns. The week before against St. Aug, he ran for 100 and threw for over 100. My intentions were, and they still might be, to throw the ball a little bit more than we're doing. But the games have been at halftime. We've had some nice leads, so I kind of get a little conservative when we have a touchdown or 2 lead. I get a little conservative. I know the other day at half we had thrown the ball, run at 17 and passed at 8, which isn't bad for Rummel. But at that point, I kind of shut down the throwing game and just kind of, we ended up rushing for 337. Our tailback is J.J. Brown. He's a 4-year letterman. A little bitty guy, about 5'6", 180 pounds, if that. But the thing, what he brings is that he is so strong. J.J. squats over 500. He's one of the strongest guys we have on our football team. The other day against Denham, he had 16 missed tackles where he just ran through people's arms and pulled out an arm tackle. So he's a very, very strong runner. Up front, we're led by Louisiana Lafayette commitment Dominic Billich, who's a very, very good offensive tackle. And I truly believe before the year's over, he's going to get some major Division I offers, because he reminded me of a player we had a couple years ago, Troy Kropog, who played for Tulane. When Troy was signed at Tulane, the only other offer he had was from Northwestern State. And I told people, when the light comes on with this young man, when Troy realizes just how nasty and how physical he can be and be a dominant football player, somebody's going to have a heck of a ball player. And Tulane had him, and he was a 3rd or 4th round pick by the Tennessee Titans, and he's still playing for him. And I still think Dominic Billich is going to be this type of player. On defense, we're young. I think the other day we started 5 sophomores on the field in the Denham Springs game. We had 5 sophomores on the field. We're a young club. We don't have the depth we've had in the past. I think a lot of the private schools have that. A majority of them have that depth problem right now, where the numbers are a little bit down to where you see schools with 65, 75 players on the team. But I think at Rummel, we're gonna get our numbers back up real soon, and we'll get to that 105, 110 players on the team. I know our freshman and 8th grade team both have over 40 players on it, so I'm happy about that right now. So this week, this will be our first game against Shaw was canceled because of the storm. We have 2 more non-district games, and we open up district against West Jeff. Somebody was asking me today about teams in our district. Well, West Jeff is the favorite in our district, and they are scary good. I mean, when I say scary good, there's not a position on the field that I don't know if we could tackle any of them right now, one-on-one. They're a very well-coached team. Marcus Scott is the head coach there, and he's done a great job, and that's who we open up with to start district. I would like to see them undefeated. I'd like to see everybody in our district stay undefeated because it helps everybody with PowerPoints, but I'd like to see them stay undefeated along with us to make a nice opening week of district. Brother Martin has gotten better. I saw them in a jamboree, and they have improved so much. They took a young man, put him at quarterback by the name of Singleton. He might be the best athlete in the whole area. He's a very, very good quarterback, very athletic. And then Jesuit is typical Jesuit. You look at him come out the tunnel, and you say, wow, they're not that impressive, and then lo and behold, you're down 24-0, and you're down 14-0. They're just hard-playing, well-coached group of guys. And then we have Chalmette in our district, and they're also undefeated. They're just a hard group. I mean, anybody can attest that when you played Chalmette back in the days of the Catholic League, you knew you were in for a game. So hopefully all of us will be 5-0 going into the first week of District 6-0, and maybe all of us can make it to the playoffs. So I want to thank the Quarterback Club for having me here today. Kenny, thank you. And if anybody has any questions about prep football or anything in general,
Raise your hand if you have
any questions.
Right there.
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm debating, Coach. In 35 years of fishing, you never saw that sort of sense of humor from you from soccer. I like the open comment.
Okay.
The question though, I watched the game in first half this past weekend in the spring, and as you said before, that Williams is an extra kid. I'm curious though, it doesn't seem like he shies away from contact. I mean, I'm trying to take guys on, trying to tackle him, I don't need to be worried about keeping him healthy because he doesn't back down.
Honestly, Paul, he's our second best running back, if not one of our best running backs. So, I mean, we knew certain games we have to run Damian because J.J. Brown cannot carry the ball 27, 30 times. I mean, J.J.'s going to carry it. I talked to him this morning. He had 182 yards rushing the other day on about 17 carries, and he's sore. He's a little guy. His shoulders are sore. His ankles are sore. So Damian's our next best running back. Yes, if he goes down, we're in bad shape. But without him, you know, he's got to carry the football. So I worry about it, but I can't worry about it. He's one of our best players, so he's got to carry and run the ball.
Anyone else? Over here.
Okay, Keith Fulton, Mr. Benj asked about Keith Fulton. He's a sophomore. He scored the last touchdown today. He will go in when JJ needs a blow. He'll be the next tailback in. If something would happen to JJ where he would have some type of injury, I'd probably take somebody out the secondary as a full-time guy. I mean, Keith's a sophomore. He can give us a couple carries a game. But if something would happen to JJ, I would probably take somebody out the secondary and make him a full-time tailback. All right. Well, thank you all very much.